Welcome to the Air It Out show. Pink Panther, cotton candy taking over your radio. Bringing on the ground to the front, listen up. Entertaining your ears, air it out, girls, we here.
You are now tuned into the Air It Out show. From R&B to movies, yeah, we got all the info.
Yes, it's Miss Cherry telling you the word, air it out, girls, giving shout outs to those who deserve. It's the Air It Out show. Welcome to the Air It Out show. Pink Panther, cotton candy taking over your radio. Bringing on the ground to the front, listen up. Entertaining your ears, it's the Air It Out show.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your girl, Cotton Candy.
And it's your boy, ILL from ILLFLIX.com. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? I'm super, super excited. What's going on, DJ Ace?
I'm just doing what I do.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'm super excited because it's a new week, a new day. You know how we do. So I'm excited about that. We have a actor, writer, producer, director, filmmaker, model / gorgeous creature in the building today. So if y'all just now tuning into the show, you are in for a treat. Listen, I don't know if you're watching us from our live Instagram or if you're following us from Facebook. You can tune in via Facebook at ILLFLOW's Instagram, his Facebook account. And, oh, that's what he said.
That ain't never what I said. Ever, never, ever, never.
And if you're not tuning in from that avenue, then you also can log on to www.dtfradio.com.
DTF
Or you can listen in via the TuneIn apps, the DTF radio apps, all kinds of wonderful things. So you can find us somewhere, somehow. And also, if you're home doing the laundry and you want to watch, then watch. You can watch on Ustream or on the Facebook Lives. The Facebook Live is actually on Mr. ILLFLOW's. You know what? Next week we're gonna put. You need to go inside our Facebook.
Yeah.
Air It Out show group room and then put your live in there.
Inside the group room and put the.
We
can
about
We'll
to
try something new. We'll try something new.
All right. So without further ado,
The one and only
yes,
Miss Turner.
Woo!
Oh, I hear like little claps.
Welcome to the Air It Out show, Miss Lady.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing today?
I am so grateful to be here, and I'm doing well.
Nice.
Amazing.
Now listen, we're gonna give the listeners and the viewers just a little background information on yourself. How long have you been in the game, and what is it that you do when you do what you do?
Oh my gosh. When I posted the other day about a brunch that I'm doing with the actors, I saw Terrell. He commented and he said, next year will be 10 years.
Wow.
That I've been on the other side of filmmaking, and because I started off as an assistant director, that's how we met, and then moving forward to where I'm at, that was in 2010.
I know.
And it made me go back like, yo, it was really 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
I start thinking about
do.
the people that I've met and that I still know now.
Yeah.
And the people that were doing things before me and after me and during that time. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because some people I know that did start something, they're not anymore. They switch career paths, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But it made me think. So, I mean, I do a lot. I mean, on my social media, you can see what I do. I do a lot. One thing you did not add, which is the marathoner aspect that I
absolutely.
added later.
Oh, we definitely gotta let the people know about that. Because
And
I ain't running nowhere but to my bed. So
everybody
God bless you.
Everybody says that. Like, I'm not running anywhere. If you wanted to, because it's all about a choice.
Right,
Yep.
right.
If you wanted to, you would do it.
Right. I don't. So I'm
Okay,
saying God bless you.
right. I'm not mad at you. It's tough. It's work. It's a job to actually run. But going back, 2006 was when I think I had my first peak of acting. As a model, though, I was hired as a model for some independent film, and I didn't even know what that was. My choice of career was supposed to be a nurse, like my mom, and then that switched in college once I got turned on to the performing arts. And I will always shout out Terry Wood Bailey, who was running for mayor in Muncie, Indiana. She did not win, unfortunately, but she's an amazing person, and I know if she does it again, run again, she will win.
All right.
You
Gotcha.
know?
That's
And
what's up.
yeah, so my start came from college, and in 2006, I had an opportunity to be in an independent film. I think his name was John. He was a producer on a team that scouted me off at the train station.
Right.
It was weird. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while. So 2007, I think, was the first time I actually got an IMDb credit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, those
Thank you.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And,
know,
and
yeah.
you never know. Was that boom, right? You never know how your start can be, you know? And I'm grateful for everyone who I've crossed paths with, worked with, learned from, had issues with, whatever you call it. You are part of my growth and development, and I'm grateful for it.
You learn from each.
Yeah.
From each.
I don't even know if that
thing
answered
you
your
do.
question, but
No, it did, because I want them to know that, you know, because a lot of people, they think, oh, where did she come from? She just popped up, and they don't realize the journey.
Yeah.
That before you get to where you are right now at this moment. So people may just now be, you know, following you, or may just now be getting to know who Brigid is.
Right.
And the funny thing is that, like, 10 years ago is when I actually met
Yes.
her, and it was
Terrell.
Terrell, and his crazy ideas. I love you, boy.
No shade.
Right? No, I love you, Terrell. You are, because now we still work together
Right.
on different projects and things like that. But when I first met Terrell, I was like, all right.
Right.
Where's this crap?
Right, and I actually remember you had a show back then.
Yeah.
It was in a different location, and I came to observe. I
Right,
came to
right.
observe someone being on your show.
Nice.
That was a long time ago.
Wow,
So-
yes.
So I'll go back.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
It's crazy because, like, me and my sissy, us.
Buenos dias.
Stacks
Okay.
Cordero.
Hey.
Hey. We've been, like, doing this for, like, a decade. A decade
Yeah.
will be coming up in a couple of months. Sort of
Wow.
kind of, there may be one now, because
Right.
it's hard to really know if it was 2009 or 2010.
Right.
Because we were kind of just like, just moving.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for a spot, so we
Right.
might have like started 2009, but then we had to wait, and then it started, and then, you know.
Right.
That might be on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or we can ask Mr. J every day.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
Oh,
yes.
Jay. I
Yeah.
remember when I first met you. You know, there's so many people. I'm going to go back and answer the question. So, 2010. So I'll take out the acting part a little bit, because, again, my journey started from me modeling. And that is how I had opportunities. My first project was Spider-Man 3. I was booked as a
Nice.
model, booked for 5 days.
Nice.
And it was like, long hours. I didn't know what that life was. I was like, what? But the rate was so good. It was like, whatever. The money, because they booked me as a model rate. It's different from an
Yeah,
actor's
yeah.
rate.
Yeah.
And, worked that out. And then I got the waivers. And you needed, at that time, 5 or 6 waivers to be eligible to join the union. And so people was like, oh, no, don't join the union. You didn't do anything. You know, you just started. Yes, I got stories for days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hating ass.
Right.
Oh my God.
Because I got them all in one shot, and people, at that time, people were taking years to even get
Right.
one.
Listen, your blessing is your blessing.
Thank
though.
you.
And
And what's
what
for
is
you?
It's for you.
That's it.
Right. And so it was American Gangster that really changed my life, because I played a Diana Ross lookalike on American Gangster, and I was booked on there for 3 days, and they had this thing called golden time, and if you worked over 18 hours, like your pay was per half hour, whatever your rate was.
So it doubled.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Girl,
I
slot
took-
machine. Ding, 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 ding.
Right. But you know what? At that point, I said, I'm not listening to the naysayers.
Yeah.
So I took that check and I joined the union.
Good.
That was smart.
So I joined the union, I think that was like 2007 or 2008 at that time. And then I was doing background work, learning. And I figured it out real quick that I was not supposed to be doing background, because every time I went on set, they would tame my hair, take off the makeup, and then maneuver me. They still needed me, but it was
Right.
like, an AD literally came up to me and said, "You're a distraction on the screen, so we have to like."
They wanted to like dimmer your shine, like oh she's shining
Like the camera keeps going this way.
right,
Or your eyes gravitate.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't care what anybody says. Once you put a chocolate or black figure,
Yeah.
your eyes automatically go that way. And
I know I had that problem all the time.
I'm
It's all
sure
right.
you do.
Yeah, it's
In
all
this
right.
room right now, I'm gravitating over there.
You sure it's not the deep voice?
Oh.
It might just be that.
Now I gotta talk high now.
It's that bald
That's
head.
what
I
it
said,
is.
yeah.
Shout out to Milk
We ain't
Dud.
going bald for you, L. So
That's right.
whatever. You
All
can
right.
look at you can look at L all day. Go ahead.
Right. But we used to him. He invisible to
Now they
us
use
now.
him.
You
Yeah,
know.
all right.
So I, y'all are funny. So I remember at that time, I said, you know what? I need to be on set watching. I'm gonna come on set and I'm just gonna watch background. You're not gonna see me. So I maneuvered myself a certain way whenever they would call me, big hair and all, I would just turn away from the camera. So you would just see a body. Because you want the check and the experience, so you would just see a body. Because at this time, I started watching movies, and I started seeing the same people. So I would hear through the grapevine that if you're doing background work for so long, you'll become a background actor.
Yeah.
So why would I look at you to be a lead role person? Because you're simply doing background.
Right.
And there were people that I kept picking out, and I said, I see it. I would see it. So, you jump forward and not cut that out. I was like, I'm not doing background unless it was commercials. Commercial, you get double or a little bit over at that time. It's more, I think it's like 3 something, right? And I said, so I'll do commercials. And then I had an ex-boyfriend at that time that introduced me to a director that was doing music videos. And the guy at the time, he said, she's really good with paperwork. And logistically, I think it would work. And I did. His name is Mark Carancea. I try to remember everybody that's come my way.
Right.
And I remember he gave me the opportunity to work on 5 different music videos with him. And I didn't get paid at first. And then I think the second and third one, he realized, okay, she's worth some kind of money. Let me give her some money.
Adding a skill to my project. I'm gonna need to compensate her. Right.
And then he realized that I was a dancer, and he had a project, and they needed a choreographer. And so I choreographed the dance for that music video. And all of this is still indie,
Yeah.
And then I remember getting an agent that I sat there on the booking board, and I said, this is not gonna work. If I can get the work on my own and not give someone a cut, I'm gonna do that. So I am independently contracted. I do not have a manager or an agent. I have agencies that I work with and people that send me stuff, but I search for my jobs on my own. So jumping now to 2010, Miles Maker, another shout out.
Shout out to Miles.
Right.
Shout out to
Miles
Miles.
Maker had something called the
God,
Actors
the
Gym.
father.
Actors Gym.
Actors
Yeah.
Gym. And I remember Ephraim, shout out Fetty. And
all our family members. Those are
right,
all our
right,
family
right, Circle.
Right.
And we had done some job on set. I don't remember if it was Law and Order or some other show. And he had mentioned it to me, so I went online and I looked it up, and it was around my birthday of 2010. I hit Miles up, and he said, you know what, if you come, you can come, birthday on me. So I remember coming there, and I just took everything in. And you had an opportunity to pair up with an actor, to work out
Yeah.
your craft on stage. But
We did
I
it
had a
couple
mission.
times,
I didn't even want to go, but that wasn't my mission. My
Right.
mission going there was I needed to find a director who I can assist.
Yeah.
That was my goal. So I had 5 business cards with me, and I said I need to give out 5 of these business cards. And I went to Miles. He was my last card. And I went to him and I said, you know what? I'd like to work for you as an assistant director. I didn't care about the pay. I just needed to work and learn from the experience because I had enough from being on set, big budget set. So I was learning already there. Shout out to, why am I forgetting his name? Old school. Tag. It was on a Law and Order episode. I was booked as a model again, but we had an interview. Why am I forgetting him? You know him, old school black exploitation films. The father, Melvin Van Peebles, Mario
Van Peebles. Okay.
Van Peebles was the director of the episode that Vivica Fox was in.
Okay.
Right, and I remember asking him questions during lunchtime. I was like, opportunity. He was sitting in the vicinity. We're going to talk.
Right.
So I remember him saying, bless you. And I remember him saying that, bless you. When you were on set, you know, you need to pay attention. And he saw that in me. He saw that I wasn't with everybody else. I was just standing on the side watching.
Taking it all in.
Right. And so I knew enough. I was like, I'm going to Miles Make, and I did. This was like a Sunday. Monday or Tuesday, I got a call from him, and he said he wanted to meet, bless you, wow. He wanted me to work on with Tony Clomax, shout out.
Shout out to Tony Clomax.
12 Steps to Recovery.
Yep.
See,
Everybody was on that.
everybody.
Right, everybody.
Me.
Right. So I worked with Tony Clomax, I think maybe 8 episodes as an AD.
Nice.
And I think I got paid something and didn't got paid. It was,
But you was there.
but that's all I
Right.
wanted because that was my goal. And then Miles hired me for a feature film he was working on. It didn't really pan out, but I got paid for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot, and that's when I started to really now see a lot of actors and following them. And Ephraim gave me an opportunity to host back then the Black and Latino Film Festival, something like that. I think that was at that time. And I started to learn a whole influx of people. So jumping forward now,
Wait, before you
Yes.
move on, today is Miles Maker's birthday.
shout
Oh,
out,
shout out to
okay,
Miles.
shout out,
to
Miles.
Miles.
You see that?
Today's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Miles. Thank you.
Thankful for everything that Miles has done for the Air It Out show.
Definitely.
He used to be our film guy. He used to go
Okay.
and go with him everywhere, and he filmed all our shows. So definitely, he sends his love. I just spoke to him recently.
Okay.
Earlier this week. He's battling some things right now, but he's doing fine health-wise. So
Okay.
today's his birthday, and
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Shout out,
birthday.
Miles.
Happy birthday.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And I'll try and skip a little bit. It's tough when you want to talk about everything.
Yeah.
So jumping forward to that, it was on Terrell's project, The Bench.
Yes.
There was a
Derek Bernard and all of them.
Derek Bernard. Look at where they are, right? But I can't remember. Phil Bernardin. Gotta remember these names. He had a short that he wanted to produce, and he came and he approached me, and he said, "Would you direct my first short?"
Hey.
Right? And so that was my very first opportunity to direct. And I shot it as well on an iPad. I think the iPad 2. And it was a project about bullying, which I still use to show my students that I work with now. And from there, I realized what I could do. You know, I was like, okay, I could do this. So that was, people started asking me to AD. And then I started directing. And I had a opportunity to work as a model in New Orleans when the Super Bowl was there. And they flew me out there, and I always had this idea of this, a short film, which I did called For a Dark Skinned Girl. And I actually filmed a very 5-minute short in Long Island with friends that I knew. And so when I was in New Orleans, I wrote the pilot. It was a lunch break they gave me, and literally on napkins and papers, I wrote the pilot, and I said, I'm going to film this in New Orleans, and that's what I did. I filmed my first pilot in New Orleans. I was there maybe 2 weeks, bought a plane ticket. Said, Mom, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'll get every crew, cast, and da-da-da-da. That didn't happen. It was maybe day 8, and I said, I can't go back home. So I let that ticket ride out, went to thrift stores, and there was a woman who had like a walk-in closet, and we bought a cot, and that became my room for like 6 months.
Wow.
I was there for 2 months, came home for 2 weeks, 2 months in, 2 weeks, and then 2 months to film. And it felt like everything to me because I was walking the street with trendy thrift store clothes, but because I could teach, I went to a school and I said, I could teach, can I work in the summer? And they allowed me to work. And that's how I was able to make my money. But 2 days before we were supposed to shoot, the DP that we hired, he quit. He took another job. And we wind up being on the phone, email with someone. And Sunday to the last hour, we found someone. I can't remember his name. I don't know why I can't remember his name. We found someone to the last hour to where we were able to film that Monday on schedule.
Now, before you go on, what I'm learning the most from this story is that you ask for things that you want. Like a lot of people, they want to do things, they want to learn, and they want to absorb different things. The one thing that you have explained to us is that you have asked.
Yeah.
You have reached out to people.
Yeah.
A lot of times, people, they just don't know how to actually come across or network properly. But you just, like, any opportunity, you're like, you know what I got to lose? You know what I mean? And that is a part of growth and just being out there to do things.
Yeah.
Now, we have a couple minutes left in the broadcast, but we're probably going to go over maybe 5-10 minutes if that's cool with everybody. But before we do that, I just want to go into a quick music break so we can go into the next dilemma, because now we got to bring you up to date of what you doing now.
Yeah.
So, we have our DJ Ace of Spades
Yes, sir.
doing his thing. So while he's getting all queued up, what's going on over there at Stacks Khadijah?
I'm chilling. Happy Saturday.
Ah,
Yes, I'm
get
around
it.
all this great energy, great relaxed energy. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
It feels like a chamomile tea. And,
I love it.
And I got gifts.
look at that. And there's pink wrapping paper.
Yes.
So you know it's for the ladies. No
Favorite
offense.
color.
guys.
None taken.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
That's
That's
God. Let me tell you, that is the jean ripping song I will never forget.
Jean ripping.
I ripped my jeans.
That right. You
Oh
were
my
very low.
God, I got low.
Low.
And the jeans was like, shh.
Oh.
I had to sit down for the rest of the party. That was the worst.
You need to take a t-shirt off and wrap that around you.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, listen.
Shout out to Nelly.
Free me.
Hey.
Lord, they
Man.
got jealous with that. Instagram was like, oh, we're going to have to stop your video because you're playing something. I was like, really, Instagram? But now we're back.
Yeah, it does that. It does that.
Sometimes,
Welcome back to the Air It Out Show every Saturday morning from 11 to 12 noon. What's happening, y'all?
So listen, if you're just now tuning in, we have the beautiful Brigid Turner in the house. And she was just giving us a little background information of her growth, her journey, and how she came to be where she is right now. So now there's been a plethora of things going on in your life. A plethora.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yes.
Right.
A plethora.
In the past 2 years, and there's also something that's coming out soon,
Yes.
a film. So before we speak on the film, why don't you let the people know what you've been doing this past month?
Month, okay.
Right. Brown
all right,
girls.
right. I know there's so many. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
I finished a rough cut of my Brown Girl Empowerment, and that is under the umbrella of the For Dark Skinned Girl project, a series that I'm still working on getting funding for because I'm going to get that done.
Okay.
And, through working in the school system, because I still teach dance and theater, and, drama, and I still see young girls still not embracing who they are with their skin complexion and their hair texture. This will forever be an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be able to hear what the older women thought about it. And it started from when they were younger.
Yep.
You know, that whole thing of 4 years, 5 years old, when it's time to get what they call the perm, which is really a relaxer to relax the curls out of your hair.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how back then it was called a perm, when for Caucasian people, that's to make their hair curly.
Yeah.
You know? And just, I wanted to be able to have an empowerment piece attached to the For Dark Skinned Girl. Because that whole term of, oh, you're so pretty for a dark skinned girl. And why is your hair like that? Are you mixed with
right.
something? Like, you just can't be black.
Right.
Everybody's mixed with stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And so I finished the documentary for that. I will be putting that into, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you and say a bunch of festivals, because I'm not.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. I want to put it in schools. I want to put it in women, whatever event that they have, black women especially. But I feel like Caucasian women should have it at their place too, because they're the ones teaching our brown babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so they should be able to know what conversation needs to be had if they can't have it. And so I did that. The screening was a couple of weeks ago. And I went to Berlin, so I completed my Berlin Marathon. I'm on the journey of the 6 stars, and it's to do 6 world majors. I'm at 3 right now. So I did Chicago, New York, and Boston. Yeah.
Nice.
So I've been running for a little over 3 years, and running is everything to me. It is. I'm grateful for it. I will shout out all the run crews, but the ones that started with was Black Girls Run. You know, Lean, Strong, Fast, Just Keep Running, Pace Runs, Black Men Run.
Shout out to Black
Like,
Man.
right. There's like, I'm so sorry if I'm not saying all the
you're
run
doing a
crews.
good
Harlem
job.
Run, you know, Allison that just had a baby. But that to me is all empowering to keep you healthy and strong and to being able to see you running. Because a lot of times when I first started, and still now too, depending on what state I'm running in, it's a lot of different races and it's not a lot of Black people running. And to me, it is about keeping our culture. Because I'm Black, you know, people sometimes have a thing with, well, is she this, is she that? I'm gonna root for women because I'm a woman, and I'm gonna root for Black people because my mama and my daddy are Black. You know, I love all people, but if you're championing for who you want to, I should be able to too.
Do the same. Yep.
No, and nobody's coming for me because I don't. But it's like I'm gonna do what I want to do because you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I do have my first feature film that I wrote, and because I was like, I'm not doing any more shorts. I've done enough short films. I'm gonna do a feature film, and we'll be casting for it next weekend, Friday and Saturday. That's gonna be, I'm gonna put out where the casting, because I don't want a gang of people, is very specific, and it's a lot of characters, a lot. It's at least 30, and that's just not with 30 having major speaking roles. So it might be at least 50 characters needed, and we'll be casting for that. You can go on my Instagram, official Brigid Turner, to find out the information, or Brigid Turner, BRIGID, Turner on all of my social media. And you can send an email if you'd like to npde.team@gmail.com to find out more information about that. But I also have Coca Conversations. I started a podcast because I was having conversations with people, and I was like, I need to have this so other people can hear, just like you have a platform for people to hear.
Right.
But I put a spin on it because I love hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. So I want people to enjoy hot chocolate without it just being in the winter as well. And it is with the actors. My first season it was with the actors. So we have a Coca Conversations brunch, and it's with at least 6 actors that will be on a panel with food. And I want actors and whoever is involved in that world, the entertainment industry, to come and support and ask questions. For me, just like you're asking me and no one knew my journey, it is important to know someone's journey because we have a lot of questions and some people are not forthcoming with the answers.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to share how you started and your ups and downs because people need encouragement as well. But
It's true. It's almost like, since you know, like if you go out and you go shopping or whatever, and you ask somebody, "Oh, your bag is beautiful," or "Your shoes are beautiful," and you say to that person, "Oh, where'd you get them from?" The first thing, like, it depends on what type of person this is,
Right.
like as far as seeking knowledge.
Right.
The person will either say,
Right.
"Oh, I bought this so long ago.
Right.
I'm not sure where I got it from."
Right.
But they just bought it last week, right?
Right.
But they'll say that.